Good morning everybody. It's December 21, the 21st activity in our Arduino Advent Calendar. Getting very close to Christmas now, only a few of these bags left to open in our Arduino kit. Today we're going to be using an ultrasonic rangefinder, which is like a sonar sending out a signal to see how far something is away, and we're going to connect that up in Arduino. So I'm going to flip the camera and let's take a look. As always, we start with the bag of the day. Today, number 21. Let's take a look inside. I've seen this really since the Arduino project started, and I have wondered what it was. It kind of looked like, you know, two speakers, or it could be two what do you call the things on the back of cars? Exhausts, like a rocket of some sort. Robot eyes. It really, you know, I wasn't quite sure what it was going to be, but I thought it might have been sound related. And now I find out that it's an ultrasonic rangefinder, which is really interesting. Very interested to find out. Certainly got a lot of components in there. Looks like quite a sophisticated piece of tech, so let's put it to good use. Our first step is to connect the Arduino 5V to the ultrasonic rangefinder, and in the diagram they actually have this neatly poked into the breadboard, so let us do the same thing. And that point there, just poke it in. So we've got our 5V, trigger, echo, ground there. That will correlate to our connections in our code. So the first thing is to connect the 5V, which will be in line with the VCC. Going back, go here, and then we'll connect that to the 5V line just here. On our Arduino. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to connect Arduino digital pin 12 to the trigger pin. So digital pin 12 just here, and that is going to connect to the trigger pin. Alright, digital pin 11 is going to be connected to the echo pin. Echo, echo, echo. There we go, 11 on the Arduino, and the echo on our breadboard, and then ground to ground. So that'll be our ground just down here. Now I'm looking at the diagram, it's also got the 3.3 volt hooked up. What's up with that? Did it say 3.3 instead of 5? No, it definitely says 5V here, but there's 3.3 volt here. Well, we'll keep it with the 5V, and if we need to change it, we can. So we're going to go ground, and then we're going to go to ground on our breadboard here. You can see ground. Okay, so that looks pretty hooked up. I think those are all the connections that we need. Now, code time. Okay, oh, we got a lot of code this time. Well, it was a bit more than last time. Let's read the little sidebar first. This code will measure the distance from an object and then print out the value to your serial monitor. Fantastic. So we're going to copy and paste the code into our Arduino software, upload the code to Arduino, and open serial monitor at a board of 9600. So let's have a look. Our trigger pin is at 11, and the echo pin is at 12. So does that mean that the trigger for initiating the seeking out of distance is through 11 and the echo back is being received in 12? I think that must be right, because here we've got the trigger pin is the output, so sending the signal out, and the echo pin is when the signal is bounced back at the module for the input. And we'll be reading those figures on the serial port board 9600. Okay, so we've got a delay of 2 microseconds here. Send a pulse by setting the trigger pin high for 10 microseconds. Okay, high, 10 low. And then read the length of time for the sound wave to return, calculating the total distance from the object. Distance, oh okay, so this is the formula to calculate the distance based on how long it takes for the signal to come back. So distance equals duration times 0.034 divided by 2. Okay. And prints the distance to the serial port. The distance is, okay. Well, all that makes sense. We'll see if we need to do any modifications along the way. Let me just do a copy here, paste it into our Arduino. I've got some updates here that I'll quickly run. Fantastic, okay. Okay, so there's our code. Push that up. Okay, done uploading. So let's open up. What's the delay between sending a pulse? It's at 10 microseconds there. Okay, so it's quite constant. Let's have a look at the monitor. The distance is 0. The distance is 0. Okay, let's put something. What if I bounce it against? I've got like a box here. I'm not changing the distance at this stage. Do I need to do? Hang on. I think I've jumped in too quick. Let's go back and read a bit more here. Oh no, that's it. Okay. So what sort of objects are we hoping to bounce this off? Let me just bring the tripod back a bit so we can have a little more look at what we're going to do with this. Does it need to be, what if I put up something quite close, like this pencil case here? I'm not getting a distance reading there. Okay. We're all plugged in. I'll put my fingers in front of the this is all receiving. You can see the LED. Let me just put the tripod back down. You can see the you've got like a bit of a ping signal here. Feels like it's checking in. Would the 3.3 volt help? If I've done the wrong 5 voltage there, what if I do 5 volt? Sorry, 3.3 volt and ground just slipped out. And let me just clear the output. Push that back up just to see if it makes a difference. Serial monitor. No, I didn't really expect it to. I'm pointing it at the roof now just to see if a bigger distance. The distance is 0. Just checking all the connections here are in place. It feels pretty pretty good there. Okay, trigger pin 11, echo pin 12, distance. I mean, I'm assuming it's coming out from here, like the signal is being sent out from here and then bounced back. I'll just go back to the serial monitor. My fingers in front for a couple of seconds. Distance is 0. Put my hand out a bit. No change in distance. Sound. No. Snapping my fingers isn't working. Let's check. We do trigger. Let's just check I've got these absolutely hooked up correct. Trigger 11. Trigger is this one in the middle. Green is going to 12. And then the echo is going to 11. Oh, okay. Let me just switch these around, see if this makes a difference. So the echo and the code is on 12, and the trigger and the code is on 11. Let's just push that back up, and I probably don't need to, but I'm there. Serial monitor. Oh, I've got a lot of distance running really fast now. Putting my hand here, I've still got a 0 readout on distance, but at least, I mean, is that even right? That I should have, what if I changed this 3.3 back to 5? Aha! We have code. All right. Look at those numbers fly. All right. I don't know if my laughter's making the numbers change. Wow, that's pretty quick. So the distance between the pencil case and the thing is like 3, 2, very low, low, and then I bring it away. The bounce gets higher and higher. Is that centimeters? I mean, that looks to be, I don't have a ruler, I don't think here, but that really does look like it's, say, 13, I'll show you, pull this back a bit. So that distance is now being read as around 7 or 8 centimeters on the serial monitor. So if we go in a little closer, it's being 3, 4, I mean, that would be around 3 centimeters, wouldn't it? What if I bounce it? I'm going to bounce it between here and this white box, and it's reading it at about 38. So that would be around 38 centimeters in length. Wow, that's really cool. What if I do the roof? So between here, oops, I dropped the phone, here and the roof. Oh, heavy metal next door. It's just kicked in. So we've got around 120, so 1.2 meters. Wow. What if I can point it at the heavy metal next door and see how far that's coming? And then 20 centimeters to the phone. That's great. That's really, really neat. I'm very, very impressed with that. Just had to do a little bit of debugging of where the cord's been hooked up, making sure that it was 5 volt instead of 3.3, trigger and echo, a bit of code reading, and that all worked out really nicely. Well, thank you for watching. That was good. I was afraid I wasn't going to work that out because I wasn't used to this particular piece of hardware, but just going back through, debugging some of the problems there, which is actually, I mean, that's the best part, is working out what's not quite worked and how to get there. You know, the idea of big problems are just small problems stuck together, and then you slowly go through the process. That's lots of fun. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back tomorrow. There's only, is it 3? I keep forgetting how many days till Christmas. 22, 23, 24. So we've only got 3 more activities left. So exciting times. I'll see you tomorrow.